Hi, I'm Victoria, and this is Plants in Sac.
All right, Victoria. Tell me what kind of plant you have here.
So I call this one the pepperoni. I love to see her grow. She actually has grown a lot in the past month and a half. Yeah, like I had her in the room over there, and then I switched her over here.
How long has she been here?
She's been here for like a month.
Okay, so that's long enough to start getting used to it.
Surprisingly, yeah, like the sun really gave it really, like the sun really hit perfectly, and it just started to grow amazingly, to be honest with you. That's like a really good segue. I feel like I'm sorry, I'm gonna pull
No,
up
go ahead.
So I just recently started doing succulent puppies. So puppies, I've been doing this, and this has been doing really well, actually. Honestly, I didn't believe that this was a thing, but I Googled it, and they said get a suck pup, put it in the dirt, water it once in a while, and then little succulents will start popping out.
Absolutely.
So,
how old are these?
I want to say about 2 months now.
So that one that's starting to sprout there?
Yes.
Do you remember what it's from?
No, I cannot tell you. All I know is that one of my succulents from outside, some of them started falling apart, and I just picked them up, and they were fine. They weren't yellow, they weren't dehydrated, I guess you would say. So I just picked them all up, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want them to go to waste. I'm just gonna stick them in there, and there we go. So basically, there's a story between all these plants. Some are more interesting than others, but this one is very significant to me because I cut this from my mother's backyard without her knowing. I've asked her if I could do it, and she was like, I'm gonna make you your own plant, blah, blah, blah. And, I just kind of was impatient, and I ended up taking a small cutting, which is this now. But I took it without her knowing, and I put it in water, waited a couple months until it started to root. And it's been growing beautifully. There's another story behind it too, though, because she has a much bigger plant from this. And basically the story is that when she had me, I'm an only child, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But basically, she's told me that she kept the umbilical cord and she put it inside this plant. And so now it just blooms and it's beautiful for that reason. Take it as you will. But I find that very beautiful, and this really is the one that reminds me of my mother. She's actually one of the big reasons why I got into plants, because when I was younger, she's always had a lot of plants. And as a kid, I didn't really know why. I didn't know how important plants are and how they are living beings themselves. So once I grew older and some other things happened, I kind of just was like, you know what, this is a living being. This is my favorite part is to just see them grow.
All right, Victoria. Yes. We got some Linda Ronstadt on the tape player.
On my baby. Yes, my $1 million baby.
All right, let's see another plant.
Yeah, definitely.
What is that one right there? Yeah, what is that?
Couldn't tell you.
Excellent.
But
Can you bring it over?
Yes, she's very easy to take care of. I will say that. She's been not blooming, but she's been growing beautifully. I don't water it too much.
You know what? You think it's easy to take care of. I can't keep those things alive at my house.
Really?
I went through so many. That's a Dieffenbachia, by the way.
Oh, what? Excuse me?
Dieffenbachia.
Dieffenbachia.
Yeah.
Dieffenbachia. Okay.
And
we're learning new things.
Yours is doing way better than mine.
I love her. She doesn't give me any hassle. Unfortunately, I mean, to your dismay, but
okay. Does she have a personality beyond?
For this one, this is more of like a simple story. Listen, I have an addiction with plants, as you can tell. Basically, this was one of those things where I was having a bad day at work. I went to Lowe's because it's 5 minutes from here, and I purchased a plant for quick relief. And that's it. And she still makes me feel good. A few of these are kind of like, I like to go to clearance sections of plant stores, Lowe's, wherever. And I like to get ones that are not in their best condition. This one looks great now.
Oh, that looks great.
You should have seen her when I purchased her. I don't remember the name of it, but she had some kind of disease. She had a lot of red dots. A lot of the parts were dying. So I had to come back home, pull the almost dead parts apart, and then I just put them in water. And now the new growth is much better. You don't even see that it had any red spots. This one still kind of does, but not as it used to when I first got her, because she was bad. But yeah, she's really nice, and I don't know. I feel like I like to take care of these plants that are out, out for $1 because they're not. Reddit is my best friend. I love going there to read for shits and giggles. Can I cuss?
Yes.
Okay, for shits and giggles, I like to go there. I also like to read a lot of stuff of what's happening in town. So I happened to get this on Reddit, Sacramento Reddit. There was just a shit ton of these out on the street in Broadway. I got a lot of these actually. I don't know if you noticed, but outside, I put them all there for the most part, and then I left these inside just to...
How many plants do you have outside?
Oh, Lord. Ballpark, maybe 25.
Are you the main plant person?
Yes. Also, the roomies that do have plants, they're mine right now. Like at this point, I take care of them. It stems from childhood, yes. And this book I read when I was younger called The Secret Garden. I really love that book because of the girl, the protagonist, because she's his only child, and she's kind of spoiled and doesn't really know how to do much for herself. And in the book, she tends this garden because it's sad, it's lonely, it's miserable, it's dead. And my favorite parts of the book is how they would describe how she would come back home with her hands so dirty. She was starving, ready to eat. She was tan, she was dirty from the dirt and, being down on her knees. I thought that was I feel like that made an impact in me because I can still describe that part specifically. That's like my favorite part of the book, how they describe the changes in her while tending a garden. And so I feel like consciously and subconsciously that may have sparked more interest. And then the real catalyst was I went through a really bad breakup a couple years ago with my former partner at the time. We lived together, and I wanted to get into plants, but I sucked at it. All the plants I purchased when I was with them, they would die immediately because I didn't really know if they were overwatered, if they were dehydrated, so on and so forth. And so then when it didn't go well and then I was stuck in my apartment by myself, I needed to do something. So I just purchased a plant. Let me see. This was the very, very first one I bought after the separation.
So that's your breakup plant.
Yes, this is the
breakup
plant.
Now,
there's several partner plants I will get to. Yeah.
I was talking before about plants reminding you of people.
Uh-huh.
Do you have memories of that person when you see that plant?
No. This is after, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any with them, thank God. But I do have the ones after because I was in a really bad place and it was hard to overcome that one. So this one I literally got from Winco or Foodsco. A $5, it was smaller than this, a $5 little plant, and I put it on the windowsill of the bedroom. And all I remember was on my off day from work, I was just looking at it and looking at the sunset, and I just, I didn't have a lot going, and I was still processing a lot of what was going on, so I couldn't really live. I was just surviving at the moment. So this kind of, I don't know, this was kind of like my friend. It was just kind of just there, like, you're fine, you're going to be okay, watch me grow. And after that, it just kind of became this, it's this one.
There's a lot of breakups on that shelf.
The first ones I really got, the after breakup ones is these two. She was smaller too.
Okay, so that breakup.
Yeah, these two.
How bad was that?
No, these are the same ones actually.
Okay.
These three actually. These were the ones that are from the apartment. I've had these for like 3 years now, I think.
That's pretty darn good.
Thank you.
That's pretty darn good.
Thank you. So these are sentimental in that sense. Moving forward, though, I have been dating, so I have had other partners, of course, and this is one that one of my other partners gave me. Again, this plant was tiny. Basically, they didn't want it anymore because, from what I remember, it wasn't doing too well. And I didn't really know if that's really what they wanted to give it to me. There was a lot of confusion from my end, and I'm like, oh, I can repot it for you or take care of it and give it back to you, but they just didn't want it in general. So I still have it, and she's beautiful. She's bigger.
I love the color of these leaves.
Thank you. These actually came out about a week ago.
Really? These are brand new?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, if you feel it, they're very tender still. Because these older ones are a bit more harsher, I guess you could say. It was like about this when I first got it. I enjoy this. This is I don't know, like I feel like if I had to pick an addiction, this is like the perfect one. It's something that I can really, really get into. Like it's my peace, you know, when I'm going through something difficult, I turn off my phone, I put on my music, and I'm just doing this all day. There's just something about seeing plants grow. You know, I don't necessarily have the proper knowledge or the names or what exactly would be perfect for these plants, but I feel like I am at that point where like I can do some basic care for these plants, and I feel like they enjoy it. You know, like they're doing well with me, and I really do like that. And I just wanted to share this with you. It's kind of like a show and tell.
There was one other plant you really wanted to talk about over there.
Yes, I did want to share it with you because if I'm going to share my plants, I have to share with you this one. This guy was really special to me, and it was a very short amount of time that we met, but we met at a Halloween party, and connection was great. It just wasn't really meant to be, and I thought about him from time to time until about a year ago, I was holding on to this plant for no reason. I was coming back home from somewhere, and I had this succulent. It was smaller than this tube, very small, and I just had it in my hand while I was driving home. And I got a call from my best friend, and he basically told me that he was gone. And I wanted to share it with you because I have a really strong attachment to several of these plants for some reason. Well, not for some reason. It's because, I was holding on to this plant when I found out the news, and you know, a lot of these plants are from my growth, and a lot of these plants were given to me by people that I still care about to this day. So I feel like it's not just plants and, you know, making them grow. Like, these do have a lot of meaning, and they could be something that can keep you going. And like I said, it's nothing too big, it's nothing that great, but it really is. And I'm scared to put this in dirt because I don't want this to die, because in my mind, like, this is kind of a part of him, I guess you could say. So I'm afraid of putting this in dirt because I'm scared that it's not gonna do well, and then he's gone, you know. So watching this one grow also really makes me feel better. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like he's here with me still, and yeah. That's all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to share it with you because I feel like people would wonder, why don't you just put this in dirt? It'll grow faster. Why don't you put it in sunlight? It'll grow faster. I'm scared. I'm scared of losing it, okay? So one day I will, but, you know, this is Bobby. This is Bobby. This is Robert. And, yeah, this is probably the one I'm very attached to. This is the one that I make sure that always has water inside and it's doing okay first. Not just because it's a plant, but because in my mind, it's Bobby. So yeah.